As a queer sexual identity, asexuality is a bit of a paradox. We're defined by what we are not. Asexual literally means not sexual. We're defined by nothing. But I know that's not true. Asexuals like myself have our own particular attractions and affections. We just lack a coherent vocabulary to express them, and a history in which to contextualize them. So for my dissertation, I decided to look into the past. I decided to look into the moment in English-speaking society when heterosexual marriage became virtually compulsory as a social norm, the English Reformation. And I found that, after the Reformation, those who launched resistance against marriage culture tended to use the language of Catholic celibacy. And that resistance looks remarkably like asexuality today. Writers in the 16th and 17th century tried to recreate some of the cultural conditions, reimagine a time in which choosing a celibate life as a single person was a valuable social choice. Thus we have, in multiple poems, Mary Magdalene deployed as a figure who appears highly sensual, yet experiences no sexual attraction in her relationship to Christ. We also have authors trying to give name to some of these non-sexual affections. In Shakespeare's poem, The Phoenix and the Turtle, he poses as the paragon of true love, not Romeo and Juliet, but this pair of birds who are eternally bonded in their affection, which is given the name married chastity. Resistance to marriage culture necessarily meant going up against the English Protestant state, which, while for a time ruled by a virgin queen, relied upon marriage as a factor in transitioning England from a Catholic to a Protestant society. Metaphorically, then, we have Hamlet attempting to remedy the Danish state, corruption in the Danish state, with the proclamation, "I say we will have no more marriage." My dissertation proposes that by researching the history of celibacy, we can learn something new not just about asexuality in the 21st century, but about the history and the politics of sex and marriage in our contemporary moment. Thank you.
Well, topic a little far from my knowledge base, which was, so I am the non-specialist, and so I thought you could.
Because you're married?
I will stay off that one for a second. So I thought it was very interesting how you put yourself into the center of the discussion to begin with, and then work back and forth between the historical work you've done and the contemporary issue. I thought that was very nice. I wish you'd spend a little bit more time at the very end. You had a few more seconds to talk about the now, but that's not what your thesis is about, I guess. Right? So that's just a personal, not a requirement. I was impressed that you were able to get the quotes in.
Oh.
Because I would always fumble that, so that was really impressive to me, kind of as a communication style. That was very nice. And I do wish I had known more about the two pictures.
Fair enough.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I think that it's really cool that you were brave and put yourself there and said, this is what I'm talking about, this is who I am, this affects me. That was a really strong element of your presentation. I'm interested to know more what you learned, or what, you know what I mean, like what,
Yes.
I feel like I know about the topic, and that's really great. You led us through really nicely, sort of you painted the landscape very well. And I want to know more. So it's good that you have me wanting.
Okay, appreciate it.
Good picture of Benedict Cumberbatch. I like to
In the
recognize
longer
my
version,
popular
there's a
culture
reason.
figures.
Hamlet.
Yes.
Yeah.
That particular performance of
Yeah.
Hamlet comes up.
I thought it was good to sort of situate us in the history that you want us to consider, that the those of us who were interested in Reformation and all of those things may have lots of different reasons why we think it happened. So this was a kind of a new perspective on that period, which I thought was interesting. you know, I too might have liked to get just one step closer to the politics or the cultural meaning of asexuality today, because I feel like we had a very good trip. But I want to get that one more nudge of significance for the contemporary audience.
Fair enough. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Really like.